Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a piece from my book. This is from chapter 4 in the Life and Times of a Gotcha. Right. One night, as shifts ended, we were all being collected by the supervisor to bring us home in the little Ford Fiesta van. We were all squeezing in any way we could. It was late. All the buses were off duty. So it was the only way to get home if we had no car, which most of us didn't. We were in Dublin city centre. 2 lads squeezed into the front seat. There were no seats in the back, and 3 or 4 lads were stretched out lengthwise, head to toe, i.e. lying with their feet in the other man's face and vice versa. There was no windows in the back to open. Unfortunately, Colin, a relatively new recruit, was head to toe with Fintan. Fintan, it should be said, had a reputation for many things, but personal hygiene was not one of them. And he was one of the very few men that I have met in my life whose smelly socks could stifle you without him taking his shoes off. And I mean they stank. I actually think he never changed them, or at least not more than once a year. The smell was not like ordinary sweaty socks. Rather, they had an aura of something that had died and was in an advanced state of decay. So it was that we were not far down the road when Colin began to fairly shout, "Stop the van! Stop the van! Let me out! Let me out!" While we believed he did suffer a bit from claustrophobia, I'd say myself it was the socks that did the trick. "What's wrong, Colin?" inquired the driver. I said, "Stop the fucking van and let me out, I want to walk." "But Colin, you live miles away." Now Colin became quite shrill. I said, "Let me out, you bastard, I want to walk." This last he almost screamed and was getting more hysterical by the second. Nicky pulled over and unlocked the rear door to let him out. Colin, with bulging eyes, almost fell out onto the road. At this stage he was hyperventilating and sweating profusely. "Are you all right, Colin?" "I'm grand." "Are you sure you're all right?" "I'm fucking grand," I said. The normally mild-mannered Colin had lost it, assuming he ever had it in the first place. "Are you sure you want to walk home at this hour of the night?" Yeah, I'm grand. Sorry and all. I'll be grand, thanks." "Fair enough. Good night, so." "Night, Nicky. Thanks." And so we left him in the middle of Dublin in the dead of night with the long walk home. As we drove away, Fintan shifted his position in the back, giving us all a good noseful of his feet. "Janie, Mac, I wonder what came over poor old Colin. Must be bleeding them long night shifts." None of us answered him. We were all holding our breath. Now that's the end of that chapter. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Most enjoyable. And